found shelter and been resting here in some old abandoned mining town.
I swear,
while we
Pringles
wait to
are like the
thaw.
bane of my existence. Not
Hardly
because
the
they're
spring
bad,
I
because they're
had
too
been
good.
hoping for.
Well, to be fair, I did die. That does explain, yeah.
We get strong, we get warm, and we wait. When the storm breaks, we move. So we're safe here. Warm enough, I guess.
Listening journal after the last one got destroyed in that fire all those months ago, whenever it was. Haven't written or drawn much in the past few months, but I was missing it more than I thought I would. Found the nearest store, so here I am, I guess. I've rolled that business up north in the fire. We spent a few months in the wilderness traveling down from the Grizzlies.
I hope not. We had a bit of bad luck, but then the storm.
Took mostly in the western foothills of the mountains during the worst of the winter. Food was easy to find and life was good. Josh had a lead for some land we were going to buy. Land did not match up to his criteria, or he got spooked we were being watched by the law and that somebody knew who he was. We never bought it, and we're wandering still. We picked up a couple of new folk in the Grizzlies.
We're safe.
We have been running for leaks. I mean, running more than usual. The job they was pulling in Blackwater, robbing that ferry, it turned into a disaster. Young Jenny got killed, poor thing, while Sean and Matt got arrested or killed. Nobody seems sure which. Dutch shot a girl. I'm not too sure if by accident or design, and it seems like it might have been a setup. We took the hills and almost, in all-mighty scramble, leaving money and most of our things behind. Oh, the spring I'd been hoping for. Jose and I had been planning a robbery of our own in Blackwater, but that's been a bit abandoned, along with most of what I owned. I'm profoundly concerned as to what happens next. Once we leave this place, or the law finds us cowering up here. Found a girl, well, a woman I should say. Her husband had been murdered by some McComb, just because of boys. Nasty business. Right. Right. Pearson will take us hunting. Bill. I should remember what Bill's mission does.
How you feeling, Jose? You've been coughing a lot.
It's the cold. Thank you for bringing John back.
Of course. Well, try to stay strong.
Okay, Arthur.
Okay there, Dutch?
Thank you. Thank you for bringing John back. Finally, some relief.
He's beat up, but he'll be all right, I hope. Anyway, try not to worry.
All right, then.
We'll go do the hunting mission first. Because I like that mission.
Javier,
Morning, Arthur.
how are you feeling?
Oh, you know, freezing to death.
We're gonna starve to death up here, Mr. Morgan.
We're okay.
We have a few cans of food and a rabbit. For what, 10, 12 people? When I was in the Navy...
I do not wish to hear about what you got up to in the Navy, Mr. Pearson.
We were stranded at sea for 50 days.
And you unfortunately survived.
When we ran away from Blackwater, I wasn't able to get supplies in.
Well, when government agents are hunting you down, sometimes shopping trips need to be cut short. We'll survive. We always have. If needs be, we can eat you. You're the fattest.
I sent Lenny and Bill hunting, and they found nothing.
Well, Lenny's more into book learning than hunting. Bill's a fool. Unless those mountains are full of game that want to read, ain't no wonder they found
Enough of this. We'll go find something. Come on, Arthur.
Charles, favorite character. Best boy.
Here. You're gonna need something to eat out there.
Next to Arthur, of course.
Assorted, salted offal. Starving would be preferable.
Come on, let's go.
You can't go hunting. Look at your hand.
I can't stay here listening to you two. Look, if there's game in those hills, I'll find it. And you can kill it.
You need to rest, Charles.
You think this is rest? Come along. Here, you take this. I can't use it, and you'll have to.
Oh, you're joking.
Use a gun, and we'll scare off every animal for miles around. You're never too old to learn, I imagine. Come on, this way.
I think I do actually remember now why I never bothered match people complaining by holding and tapping or tapping.
Stupid
Not
mistake.
drawing one. Yeah. So this works, and I do every time I come along. I seem to forget how to do it, but I think I intentionally forget because half the time it feels like my horse just randomly veers into them. And it's like it's just easier if I do it.
So, you
But we'll
reckon
see.
we're gonna find something to kill that ain't no Driscoll?
There's meat up here for sure. Pearson doesn't know what he's talking about. Now the weather's eased off a bit, they'll be needing to feed. We'll head up this way, find some higher ground.
Been a wild few days, all right. That ride north from Blackwater, getting stuck in the storm, bringing John back in.
You've had a lot put on you. I wish I could have done more.
I didn't mean it like that, just a lot to think back on.
I still don't really know what happened on that boat.
Me neither. Well, Javier told me a bit, but it sure weren't good.
There's some patches of grass here. This is good. Let's look down this way. The wind's died down too.
That's good.
No wind at all is bad, but if it's too strong, they won't move. Now shh. Stay quiet. Hey, stop here a second. I see something. There's deer been here.
Yeah, I can't get my bow.
How can you tell?
How come not? We'll track them on foot. You're gonna need the bow. Don't leave it on your horse.
I tried, but
Scare everything around. As quiet as you can. Stay low and move slowly. You see the tracks?
I think so. Maybe not.
Focus.
oh, does it want me to actually track? Yeah, okay. I rarely actually bother doing that.
Easier in the snow, but once you get your eye in,
There it is up
you'll
there.
be able to track nearly as well in grass and woods. Shh. Down there. You see him? Quick, get that bow out, Arthur. Try to hit him in the neck or head. Quick and clean. You can pull back quite hard. You'll feel when it's too much. Good shot. Now let's try for another.
There's one up there. Right, in the bush. and try and get a little closer to him. Realistically, I want to be on the other side of the river, but I worry that'll be too close. It's...
You're making yourself too obvious.
Oh. I'm fucked up.
Where are you going?
Into higher ground.
Follow the tracks.
Know where the tracks are going, Charles.
That didn't kill it. You should go finish it off.
What? Did I got the red hit mark? And the thing's black. Oh.
Dead now.
Okay, it must be, that must be a scripted event that it doesn't die straight away. That red hit mark means that you killed the animal.
Yep. Good haul, boy. Yeah. Ready to head back when you are.
We're also going to try and get all the camp upgrades. I don't think that contributes to 100%, but I've never actually managed to do it, at least not all of them. So I would like to try and get that done.
Nice work, Arthur. Should be enough meat here to keep us all fed for a few days.
You found him.
I knew you'd be okay with that bow.
It's easier when they ain't shooting back.
We've seen enough of that.
Considering how things were looking a couple of days back, well, maybe our luck's finally on the turn.
Seems to me we should be putting our effort into getting off this mountain now.
Soon. People are still weak, and well, you've seen how snowed in those wagons are. They ain't going nowhere until we get some more thaw.
You're probably right. And even if we do get off here, what then? We still have a big price on our heads.
This is a big country. We'll find somewhere to lie low. Dutch and Jose will have a plan. You notice how Pearson's had a bottle in his hand ever since we fled Blackwater? We give the camp cook 5 minutes to grab the essentials and go, and he doesn't even bring a crumb of food.
Good that we caught more than one.
Going to encounter a bear up here. We've got to decide whether or not we're going to attack it or not, which we can do, but I don't think we can skin it. So there's probably no point, actually.
You would too. She lost her husband, her home, everything she had.
So what do we do with her?
Once we get out of here and we're back on our feet, we'll see. She might have family somewhere.
So it was O'Driscoll's you ran into there?
Yeah. Last thing we was expecting.
What is it with the O'Driscolls?
You ain't dealt with them? I suppose. Hell, we ain't run into them much the last 6 months. I guess because they've been over this way.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of talk about them.
Well, we've been scrapping over scores with them for years. Big gang. Nasty sons of bitches. Their leader, Colm, and Dutch go way back. And not in a
There's
good
the bear.
way. A proper blood feud.
It's the bear. It's the bear. With brown, fuzzy hair.
Bear up ahead. Let's see if we can find another way around.
He's got a lot of meat on him.
We've got enough here. No need to push our luck. He must be real hungry. Stay well back. Spring storms like this are the worst for animals that sleep all winter. Cut up here, off the trail.
Settle down. We ain't ever talked that much, you and me. How long you been with us now? 5, 6 months?
Something like that?
Bet you didn't expect this.
What?
Any of this. Blackwater mess. Being up here?
Sooner or later, a job's gonna go wrong. Nature of life.
I just thought you might have moved on by now.
You want me to move on?
No. No, not at all. Just know you could run it alone, no problem.
I did that for a long time. I'm done with it. Always wondering if someone's gonna kill you in your sleep.
I still wonder that most nights.
I reckon you're okay. This suits me. Sure, I could fall in with another gang, but Dutch... You know, Dutch is different.
Oh, yes. Dutch is certainly different.
He treats me fair. Most of you do. And for a fellow with a black father and an Indian mother, that ain't normally the case.
Well, we need you now. More than ever.
Good. And how long have you been with these boys? Why ain't you run off?
Me? Oh, 20 years, something like that. Since I was a boy.
20 years?
Yeah. He taught me to read. John, too. Taught me a few other things, him and Hosea.
I've heard some people say
Dutch saved
that
saved most
they interpreted that to mean that John helped teach Arthur how to read, like as if it was Arthur and as if it was John and Dutch that taught him. I don't think that's the case. I think Dutch taught both Arthur and John how to read. That's how I always interpreted it.
He'll do for
I've heard a
now.
few people say that they thought John helped teach Arthur to read, and I don't know. I don't think John would be the teaching type,
It's been as hard on the horses as on the rest of us.
especially to Arthur, who at the start of the game like this, that you know they're not exactly bosom buddies.
He's a drunk, miserable bastard, but he loves that horse.
I hope they all make it.
I tried to ride the count once. Bucked me faster than a bull. Won't take nobody but him.
What's wrong, Arthur? I'm gonna hitch tie him over here.
Oh, my hand was in the wrong place. I thought the game automatically dismounted me.
Food back, boys. Whoa. Come on, let's get these over to Pearson. And thank you for showing me how to use the bow properly.
I only showed you a little. Takes a lifetime of practice to master.
Well, well, well. What a surprise to find a camp rat loitering around in the kitchen.
Is that any way to greet an old friend? I feel like we haven't spoken for days.
I do my utmost to avoid you.
He loves me, really. It's his sad way of showing affection.
No, it isn't. Now shoot, get lost.
Well, see you gents later.
See, you got on just fine.
Charles is a wonder.
Have a drink, boys. You earned it.
Jesus, what is that?
Navy rum, sir. It's the only thing. The only thing. Keeps you sane, it does.
Yes, seems to have done a treat on you. You go rest that hand, Charles.
I'll be fine in a few days.
You mind helping me with the skinning, Mr. Morgan? It's easier if we do it together.
Do I get to skin you?
You're always one with the jokes, aren't you? Come on.
This really isn't a job for a man with a burnt hand. I'll see you both later.
You skin that one you dumped on the floor there. Not too bad, Mr. Morgan. Yeah. They always said you were a butcher. You know, you could trade these or sell these in pretty much any town.
It's really weird to think. This game has already been out for like 4 or 5 years, something like that, when it came out, 2018? 4 years? This could easily be a game that we're playing like a decade later in like 2028 or longer.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Heck, Arthur Morgan's
And not
first
just through
decent
like
bit of
nostalgia.
hunting
Like,
after all these
I feel like
years.
this will still be like a good game, like an excellent game
Everyone's got to do their
by
bit
that
to
time too.
survive. Just make a good stew. Folk need it. It's been a tough few days.
Do all those challenges, that'll be fun.